Alright, we are west of Duluth. Again, it's a cold front. We have cold temps right now, a little bit windy, and 5 hours to fish. We're gonna head out here and see what we can do. We're just gonna grab the lithium and make sure that the ice is safe enough for a four-wheeler. Good enough for me. That's plenty of ice, huh? Plenty of ice. Again, we have 5 hours to fish because we have to be on the road to somewhere else. We have to leave here around noon. Go home, pack up for a different trip. Go down there and fish, and then be back to Duluth in 24 hours. I'm just gonna pop a hole quick and ensure we're in the right depth. The Markham RT9 sonar, GPS, and camera all in one. And on a lake like this, we'll use it all because the water is clear. And we need our GPS coordinates, or contours, to make sure we're exactly where we want to be. Yes, that's the RT9, and yes, we have a new lithium battery we're using that gives us 8 to 10 hours of runtime, meaning it's a unit you can use all day long out here in the wintertime. Last year, that was our biggest suggestion to Markham, was to find a power solution that can last more than 2 or 3 hours, and we found one. This is Jeremiah, Markham
How's it
employee,
going?
Brand strategist. We got him with us today on the ice. Fish down there, right?
Might as well fish for it.
Let's set up camp and we can just drill holes in shallower. What do you think, Pete?
I like that idea.
Pete had a delicious waffle at the hotel this morning, so he's feeling good today. He's feeling good. Alright, so kind of the plan for today is fish. We have 5 hours, but we also are going to shoot some Markham product videos. So we can't allocate all 5 hours to fishing, and by now we're probably down to 4.5 hours. If we can just get a couple fish, so I'll be happy, but anytime on the ice is a good time. So we're just gonna use tiny little jigs and plastics. Cold front today, so really small tungsten jigs. I'm gonna use a CCI rods from St Croix, the tungsten tamer, light line, fluorocarbon. This is clear water, so you want to use fluorocarbon. I'm gonna put a camera together here and then go drill a line of holes and start fishing. But we got our otter hub up, we have the heat going, get some other stuff ready, and we'll be fishing. All right, so we have a couple holes drilled out here. We're gonna take our RT and go check them and just kind of fish them for a couple minutes. Put our back to the wind. Again, little tungsten jig in the plastic. Day like today, the last thing you want to do is mess around with live bait. It is just, your hands will freeze. If you're fishing in a house, it's one thing, but fishing outside, you just don't want to deal with that. But again, this is the Markham RT9, and it's a unit that we're going to rely on more this winter because there's been software improvements, battery improvements. Here comes a fish. Come on, what's it going to be? Look at that. There it is. First fish of the day. Nice crappie. Catch and release quick. That's fun though. They're crappies. I thought it was going to be a bluegill. We'll take a nice crappie like that though. Get back down there. Maybe they are going to like this white jig. We'll find out. We'll find out. I like lakes like this where crappies and bluegills are mixed in together. Makes for a fun bite. You never know what you're gonna catch. Oh, big fish just showed up on the RT. Oh, it's cold. Just caught a smaller one a second ago. My hands haven't even warmed up yet. Come on. There it is. There it is. Come on. Oh, that's a big crappie. That's a big crappie. Look at that fish. Holy cow. Ah, my hands are numb. Look at that crappie. On the Markham RT9, he came in about 4 feet off the bottom in 17 feet of water. That is a monster. Look at that fish. Oh, that's way bigger than your hand. Woo! Man, what a beautiful fish. Let's get him back. Yeah, mine's got a big mark on him too.
I wonder if that's not a northern that came in and scared all the crappies away.
Could have been.
That's a massive.
That's huge.
Yeah, huge. Just sitting down there.
Oh, there he is, northern.
No way.
Yep.
That's how cool this technology is. We saw a big mark come in. Didn't know what it was. It was sitting on bottom. We have our pan cam set up outside. We just switched the view mode on the RT9 from sonar to camera via the Markham app, and we saw the pike. It's almost like cheating. Right there. Our pike left, crappies are back. That's just cool. They utilize this technology, and like the RT9, everything's built in essentially to one unit. You have on one monitor, you have sonar, you have GPS, and you have camera. So we have our pan cam set up outside, and our display is inside in the house in the warmth because it is nasty out there. You got one going? Crappies are back. Bam! Fish. He hesitated, he did a circle, he came back. That's a big crappie. Ooh. Not as big as the one earlier, but that's a good fish. Cold front crappies today. It's windy, it's nasty outside. Is it another pike? It's either a bluefin tuna or a pike, I don't know. Wow, that's a big gator. That's a big gator.
Nice.
Atta boy, Pete. On the St Croix tungsten tamer.
Yep.
Grab your slimy fish.
Pretty cool experience. It's a big fish.
All right, we're done fishing here. The bluegills were non-existent. At least the crappies kept us busy. One really big one. No bluegills, but we're gonna be back later this winter and get after the bluegills because there's good fish in here. Anyways, for now, we're gonna pack up and head out of here because we are on a tight time schedule. We are meeting up with Trevor at 5 p.m. sharp. We have about 4 to 5 hours of driving. Let's get after it. We just got back from a Lake in the Woods run to Grand Rapids. Now we're back in Duluth. Unhooked the trailer, unloaded our gear, loaded it back into the back of the Chevy, and we're heading south to go sturgeon fish on the St Croix River. I am looking forward to this. I've only done it a couple times in my life up when they're rainy through the ice, never on the St Croix. So we're gonna meet up with good buddy Trevor and get down there and go catch some sturgeon through the ice. But we're on a tight timeline. We got back here, it's about 2:30. We gotta leave here by 3, so we're gonna quickly pack up and head south. made it. We are in Bayport. Trevor, we're going for
guys?
Sturgeon. 3/4 of a mile?
About 3/4 of a mile, just under a mile, somewhere around there.
That's not bad. We have a lot of gear, our big house, but we'll grind through it. Is there snow on the ice?
I haven't checked yet.
All
I
right,
have no idea.
perfect. I like it. I like it. All right.
It's an adventure.
All right, let's leave Holiday here and go put the sleds on the ice. I brought the St Croix rods. You've got the baits. We have a box of big spoons, it looks like. We have a box of some crazy looking minnow heads. Tell us about those.
All right, so what I got here, everybody out here on the Croix runs basically the same rig. We use spoons with big trebles. Obviously, you got to upsize the swivels because we are going for big game. Out in Wisconsin, a lot of fishermen actually use decoys to bring them in, like on Lake Winnebago. So I came up with the idea of using glow to intrigue them.
That's wild.
Yep, and we'll see how that works. And we run a concoction of both minnows and night crawlers. You have both on the hook at the same time, and that'll create a sturgeon cocktail, we call it. And as a plus, I got a bunch of cut fatheads here that I prepared last night with Team Catfish blood spray. Not needed, but it definitely does help. Adds extra scent to the minnows, and I've actually seen it work plenty of times.
Cool. So we are loading up big hooks with a bunch of meat and laying them on the bottom in hopes that a sturgeon is going to swim by and suck it up, eh?
Yep, and a big key thing to do too is be able to lift your bait up off the bottom every once in a while, because your bait will silt in, and a lot of people will come out here and let their bait sit for hours on end, and they don't realize that their bait's sitting 6 inches in the mud.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good point. Super cool looking fish, but not the size we're after. It's just not happening tonight. It's 1 a.m. I think this is our 6th sturgeon, but they're all small. Some nights there's not a whole lot you can do. These are cool looking fish though. But the big girls just did not come in tonight. We tried. We gave it our all. We're tired. And we're gonna head back north and get some sleep. But you just never know unless you try. So we're gonna be back. I know there's a lot more potential here. It can be good. But thanks for watching.